Hello everybody. I would like to share with you my thought about the children independent because I see it as a huge problem, and I will share with you my experience and my practice as a professional, as a mom. Those last few years, I have realized a rising case of children not being as such independent as they should be for the age. You probably are going to say that how can a 1 or 2 years old be independent? Being a parent, from my own experience, is the hardest profession in the world. It is not only raising a child and see them grow, but it's also see yourself grow. I would like to share with you my experience, not only as a parent, but also as a professional. A few months back, a boy began to attend my setting, who found it extremely hard to undo his clothes. He was a wonderful boy, bubbly, 3 years old. However, his physical development was not taken seriously, and he was behind quite a bit. Him not able to do this manifest into tears. He wanted to do, but he just didn't know how, as it was never required for him to know. His mother didn't realize that this coding was actually harmful, as he was unable to develop his basic motor skill. I observed the situation, and what hurt him the most was seeing children from his own group being able to dress up, zip off their coat, or put their shoes on, and he couldn't. It was the same when he saw children younger than him being able to complete those actions, and him knowing he was older but couldn't do it. I spoke many times with the mother, but she never saw a problem because she believed that as a 3 years old, he was still a baby. I asked her many times to give the boy a chance to practice. It took a boy over 3 months each day learning how to complete the basic action until he finally could. Let's look at what the mother's action caused for the child. Total lack of independence. We know all of others who still live with their parents at the age of 30, and for most time it's lack of independence that wasn't given to them as a child. It is not the child's fault, but the parents, who constantly would block this process of them learning. Not explaining to the child the goals. The parents doesn't everything for the child. Socks, trousers and shorts are always prepared for the parents, and then later the child is dressed by the parent. The only excuse I hear from this is, it is quicker. It might be in fact quicker, but all it does is create a child that expects everything to be done from them, and from everything to prepare for them. It also causes the inability to make their own decision later in their life. Being a child, they have time to resolve any conflict they may have. They must learn that if they put on the sandals in winter, they will be cold feet, or if they don't wear a hat, their ears will be cold. They must learn the idea of action and consequence. This later eases the adult in later life. Often telling a child not to do something can create a fear and worries in a child, and can lead to them deciding not to do something without even trying it first. they will believe, and they can't do it. The lack of independence is making decision causes that in any hard life situation will cause them to go out of their normal routine where they are comfortable, will make them panicked and scared person without even unrolling the entire situation. If the parent constantly makes decisions for the child loses almost their own self. Each of us are different, and we each have different skills and abilities. Just because a parent can't do something doesn't mean the child cannot as well. If a parent fears judgment, doesn't mean the child will be the same. In fact, they could be brave and outgoing. The person who tries new things with confidence. The constant control of the child and the action cause the child will be completely shut off to the new experience and will refuse anything that may show risk or take them out of their comfort zone. Those type of children are serious and never have any fun. I call them mini grown-ups. A child whose parents does all the work for them slowly loses the idea that they can do things on their own. They forgot that if child's hungry, they can get themselves a piece of cracker, or if they're thirsty, they can pour themselves a cup of water, or if they are hot, to take off their sweater. Those small actions occur later in life when that very child, now a grown-up, calls their parents to ask which color to buy, calls the parents because they don't know which partner to pick up, etc. This child also loses their own self-worth. The child will also fall on their parents' decision. If the parents say the red car, he buys the red car, but deep down knows he prefers the blue one. But because his parents said red, he chooses that one. He knows that he is in a job below his qualification, but refuses to change as he believes he will fail anyways. Those children grow into sad, depressed adults who, without the reliance of the parents, can't do anything. The question arises, why do parents do this then? The answer is, there is not enough time. It is, in fact, that there is not enough time, or it is the badly scheduled time of the parents. This comes from a type of parents who is over-controlling. Everything must be done their way or not at all. The child must be obeyed to everything the parent said and cannot think for themselves. It is the lack of considering the needs of child. The parents should be mature alongside with the child whose needs are also maturing. It is total lack of trust with the child. They should have the chance to make a mistakes and learn from the process of it, as everyone does in life. Are you such a perfect parent that you yourself never made any mistakes? I don't believe that, as we all make mistakes. It is how we learn. We all, after all, take after our own parents and the way you were raised, which show later on in life. I want to share with you something a parent once said to me 10 years ago, and I still remember the entire situation. I was to do with the use of smacking as a form of punishment. I was quite serious with this family. However, we did solve the situation in the end. But the father told me one thing that will stay with me forever. I was hit by my own father and it never affected me, and I have succeeded and still I am in life. I see no problem in this using it with my own son. Taking everything that I have said now into consideration, it is your choice as a parent how to raise your child and how you want them to grow up. Just remember that children need to experience life and learn from the consequence of their action, so that they can be strong, smart, full of empathy, and when life gets a little bit hard, they solve the situation. Most importantly, they become independent. Now, the time to decide which way you want to go. If you're happy, thumbs up. See you soon. Bye.